logs are all put on something. Like this was oak that the center rotted out on us, gave out on us, and so we didn't cut any more out of it. The other side's all rotten too. But they're all on something, poles or 4x4s or just logs. You know, like that one's just laying on a log. These are all yard trees that I picked up from the log dump. Elm, mostly maple, maple, and I don't know how much I'll get out of them. And you know, they're all just trash logs that people were throwing away, so they're not. There's a branch I can get up just to see what it is. Never cut it before. So they were all marked with a Y for yard logs, and I don't know if I'll get anything out of them, but I got a sawmill, so we'll see. Those are all yard logs from a neighbor, and he cut them. I didn't cut them, so some of them are 9, 10, 8, 12. I don't know what length they are. They're not cut to length. This one's black, a big black oak that I got from loggers. Left a big mess in a guy's yard, and I cleaned up the mess, and he gave me the logs. So I think that one's black oak. I think this one's black oak. I think that one's black oak. I know that one's black oak. That one's white oak right there. Those are all cherry blowdown from the tornado or the big wind, whatever you want to call it. These are random. Totally random. Some of them are small, some of them are crooked. There's an ash, there's an oak, there's a cherry, there's a cherry. I think there's a sassafras buried in there somewhere that I want to cut up. These are pine, 11-foot pine. Well, mostly this top one short, and there's a white birch that I want to cut up too. This is firewood all around here. That's hedge firewood, except for those two. That's all hedge firewood there. These are small oak logs that I've cut on the Norwood in town. I cut them in half, and I'm going to use them. I'm going to bury them in the ground and use them for T-pads. I think that one's cut in half. Yeah, that one's cut in half too. I'm going to use them for T-pads for the disc golf game. Disc golf course, 9 holes. Those are all pine slabs from last year on the Norwood that I just haven't got cut up yet. Somebody wants pine slabs. I'm going to get rid of those too. This is sawdust pile, all from the Norwood last 2 years. There's the disc golf basket. That's hole number 2. But there's a T-pad for hole number 3. Here's my fire pit. Here's 8-foot pine cutoffs, pine slabs, pine rounds, whatever you want to call them. That's from yesterday. And then I just cut them and throw them in my personal little campfire here. Which that oak log's still burning. I'm gonna say nothing's gonna get to that maple log today. I gotta say if I don't say so. That's dumb. Just somebody dumped that here. These are walnut. I know they're small. Small. But while I was carrying out walnut, I just carried it all out, everything that was there, and then I'll sort it or trash it or burn it here. I thought this was a nice log, but it's all rotted on the inside. On the other side, if it was laying on the ground, it would look like a nice log. But so here's the T-pad for hole number 3. And basket number 3 is way out there. I don't know if you probably can't see it. But I'll just bury the oak log flat side up right here across the Jeep. And then you can't go past that to throw your disc. This is all oak from another logging cleanup. So this is what, I mean, obviously you can tell why, you know, the loggers didn't want that. They cut it off to the size that they wanted, to whatever, a 16-footer or an 8-foot log, whatever size they wanted, and that was what was left. So that's what I get, and that's mostly what I get. You know, like this one may not make a log. I just dragged out everything that was in their log dump, everything that I could. I may not get anything out of that one, but that one will be some nice lumber there. But it may not be 8 foot, it may not be, you know, any good. There's a white oak, but I'll see. And it's all I got right now, so I'll use it. There's an old walnut that I'll probably just, I don't know what. There's my firewood wagon. I threw all this firewood into that wagon. This is all hedge firewood, and this is all hedge firewood. This is cherry blowdown. I know there's some crooked ones, and there's some rotten ones. But I'll get something out of this log. You know, I'll get a 4-footer and then a 8-footer, 10-footer. This one's real crooked. This one's really crooked. That one's crooked, but I can still cut this and get 4-footers out of it. It's just when you're dragging it out of the woods, it's better to grab onto one that's 18 foot long rather than 4 of them that you've cut up at 8 foot. So I don't cut it up in the woods. I just cut it up when I get here. Drag them out as long as I can. These are, I just posted the video of one of these, of this one right here being pulled out. This is the 22-foot red oak that I pulled out along the trail. This one's a 24-foot red oak that I pulled out along that same trail. I don't have a video of that one, I don't think. But these are all oaks, red oaks. This one, this is the one that I pulled out right here on the video, and it'll be, it's already gone. Somebody's already spoken to it, and I'll probably cut this one up for him too. So if you're watching this, Mac, this one's yours and this one's yours. I'll cut them for your stairway. This pile was my 11-foot and 8-foot pine. It was stacked up pretty high, and it's gone. I've cut them all. These are over 11 foot, so some of them are just 12, some of them are 14, some of them are 16, and might be a couple 18s in there, but I don't think I'll cut any 18s. I think I'll stick to 16s. I don't know. See how straight they are. This was a big pile of maple, but I picked through it and got all the 7-inch slabs that I'm putting underneath the stacks, and I've got all the 11-foot boards cut. This was a huge stack of maple. I cut that maple down at a neighbor's house, and this is what's left. Hopefully if I get a slabber, I can maybe go through some of this and see if there's any figure in there. I'll probably turn that one into stickers, and I'll probably trash that one. And that's it for the log yard. It's pretty bare right now. Don't have much out here. That I'm building the base for those 16 foots and 14 foots right now. That'll be the next thing I cut. Pine 2x, all pine 2x. And then I'm gonna build a base for those long oaks. don't know how I'm going to build a base for that yet. I'm going to take 6 inches off the top of this and just cut it like that and leave that. And that's what he wants, that 6-inch slab. And then I'll turn it over and cut 6 inches off this side. So all that'll be left of this one is, the core. That one may be a little punky. Cherry will go be cut probably on the Norwood in town, because he has a kiln already, 2 kilns already, and I can put that cherry in the kiln and dry it and get it ready for cabinet making. I don't want to make 2x4s out of it. I can make cherry 2x, and kiln dry that, but I don't want to just cut it and not get it kiln dried. This is oak that I'll cut up for myself, and this is walnut I'll also have kiln dried. This is a walnut, a yard walnut too, and I took everything that was good out of it. Not much left in it. I may cut it up, but I'm still debating. This is an old oak that fell in the field. This was in the cornfield, and I may get a little 4-foot section out of it, but I don't know if it'll be solid. It looked solid, but I don't know. I may get a little bit out of that. And that's it for the log yard and most of the sawmill.